Good morning, children. Here we have come to the last part of the chapter, chemical changes. So in this chapter, we are going to deal with only a small part, that is about cells. When you go to some fair, isn't it? When you are so small and you go to some fair, you would have always cried for buying this small mobile phones which have some music, Hindi songs and all, isn't it? But when you get that phone, after a few days you can see that it's not working that much at the time when you bought, because the battery has lost that charge, isn't it? When you open that, you can find small batteries inside that. Same way, the one thing that is always in your hand is your mobile phone. After using some time, what happens? Charge goes down. You will be plugging it up for charging, isn't it? So what is charging actually? The battery inside it is charging. So different types of cells are widely used in different types of appliances what we are using, like mobile phones, radio, camera, watches, etc. But the battery which you are using in the torch can't be used inside the mobile phone. The one you are using in the mobile phone is not used for in radio. It's quite different. So actually in this chapter we are dealing with different types of cells, like dry cell, lithium cell, rechargeable batteries, etc. So I would like to discuss with you some type of batteries that we are using in our daily life and its uses. Okay. So I am going to tell you about the different types of cells and the instruments in which it is used. First is a dry cell. Dry cell is actually used in radios, cameras, watches, etc. Second one is the mercury cell, okay, which is used in calculators, some electronic instruments, etc. Then comes a nickel cadmium cell, which is used in rechargeable torches, cameras and watches. Last one is a lithium ion cell, which is used in mobile phones and laptop. But in this mercury cell, nickel cadmium cell and the lithium ion cell can be recharged again and can be used. Okay, so when accidentally after the usage, what we will be doing, sometimes we will be disposing these batteries off. Okay, disposing these batteries off. So this type of behavior can cause a lot of environmental pollution, because inside these cells there are electrolytes which are chemicals. So when we are disposing these electrolytes batteries into the soil, what happens? These electrolytes can be leaked and it will go into the soil and can cause soil pollution. Okay. When we are disposing of these batteries, I told you that the chemicals which is filled inside these batteries can be leaked out into the soil and can cause both air and soil pollution. So if this is the case caused by a single battery that is disposed, just think about how the changes, the chemical reactions which are occurring around us can harm our environment. When someone is burning the plastic, when some people are disposing their waste on the roads, lot of changes or lot of things are harming our environment. And then think about the chemical reactions that are taking place in factories and the chemical waste which are disposed of. These chemical waste, either the solid waste or the liquid waste, they are disposed into nearby lands or the lakes, rivers or seas. So what happens? These are not eco-friendly. They are destroying our environment. They are not biodegradable. They will remain as such for years. So as human beings, as long as we are living on this earth, try to make some changes to make the environment more eco-friendly. So by this, chemical changes chapter is over. Thank you all of you.